Hi there, welcome back. With us on the phone today is Keely. She is with us from Brandon. And I have to say this, Keely, because we just sent you a note a few minutes ago letting you know that we're running behind. And I often say you can do a telephone question from anywhere, anytime. Keely, where are you right now?
I'm getting a massage.
Yeah, she's getting a massage. I can honestly say this is the first time I'm answering somebody's question while they're getting a massage, and we've always said anywhere, anytime. So you've just proved my case, my friend. Okay, you tell me when to quit shuffling.
No.
Okay, so we're going to cut the cards together twice. You know my deck. We're going to go ahead and run my hands up and down the deck now. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
And again.
Stop.
Okay. Card wanted to bounce out here a little bit, so we're going to see what that's all about. Career. Okay, fire away with your question.
It was more just about summer, I guess. If we should be sticking close to home and doing little things, or maybe go on an actual trip somewhere, visit family or whatever in BC. Not sure which one we should do.
If you're doing a trip, it's looking like a road trip, okay? It is looking like it may be hard to get steady time off work, depending on how far you're wanting to drive, okay? Especially if all of you are going, the whole family. However, bigger bang for your buck is going to be like camping a little bit closer to home, or perhaps just a few hours away. Will the money be there for it? Yes, it will. Okay. Only thing I've got to ask is, are there some medical appointments coming up that would perhaps make it hard for us to go too far away?
I have my specialist appointment on Tuesday.
Okay. So let's maybe wait till we've talked to our specialist and then decide after that, just in case that there's something that they want to change when it comes to treatments or things like that. The other thing here too is there was an accident in the family a while back, right?
Yes.
Okay, is he doing much better?
Yeah, he's still got some improvements to go, but
Okay, so would one of your vacation plans perhaps be to go visit him?
yeah, and my dad.
Okay, that would make me much happier if you're going west, okay? It is showing here somebody that has had an accident is kind of missing you, okay? And so I do tend to think the money will be there for it. As you know, you can push what you do a little bit harder on the side to gain those a few extra vacation dollars, okay? And it is showing here that we've had a little bit more enlightenment as far as energy work goes. Have you started incorporating something else with your energy work?
I'm wanting to, I've been practicing with the stones and laying them on in each chakra area.
Okay. And that's really picking up the vibrations, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's actually what it's showing here is much more clarity with the energy healing and lots of enlightenment. So keep that up with the chakra work, definitely, and keep it up with that. I know I'm kind of going off on your question. I'm sorry, but you know me. I kind of tend to just not shut up. So one of the things that comes up here is, are we having some issues with some paperwork? Or
We
is,
did it income tax time.
okay, okay, and is that with some of the credits? Watch for an audit, okay? Just watch for an audit, and I'm not sure if it's yours or your partner's.
Okay.
It could even have to do with educational dollars, okay? So let's just make sure that if we're apprenticing or something like that, that we're actually, if they're not taking enough income tax off during the EI season part of that, let's make sure we're putting away enough ourselves, okay?
Okay.
So, but as far as vacations go, I think the kids want to look at going out west, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say this to you medically, don't do more than you can.
I know.
I know,
I'm part of my whole deck.
I know, but I nag you this every time I see you.
I know you do.
I know, okay. You handle a lot of the medical issues a lot better than most. A lot of people would have just kind of, oh, sorry, the lady who owns the store here is just sending me little funny faces, and she cracked me up. But it is actually showing here that some of the medical issues, most people would have actually just kind of gone under a blanket and hid. You don't do that. In fact, you tend to go the other way around, and then you hurt a little bit too much because you've done too much. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And sometimes that overconfidence of I can do it myself, sometimes we have to recognize those limits. Okay. No different than with my back issues. At some point, I have to say, somebody help me carry this.
Yeah.
So just don't push your trip to a point where you find yourself having to go to the doctors. Okay?
Okay.
So does that help?
It does. Thank you.
I know some really good campgrounds just in this area. In fact, the lady that was on just before you owns a campground in town. Just saying, if you happen to go east instead of west.
I would be okay with that one too.
I would be too. You just send me a little note and we'll get you some little contact numbers. Okay, I gotta fly, my dear. But thank you very much. I have one more call to make, and you have yourself a great massage, and thank your massage therapist for being so patient with me.
I will.
Well, you're on speaker, so they heard it. Thank you, massage therapist. Okay, we shall talk to you again soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Toughest lady I know right there. We met through the cards several years ago, and put it this way, she is one of those, remember I say I don't use soulmates very often? Reason I don't use soulmates very often is because we have soul people in our life, and we have soul dogs in our life. But Keely is one of these women who just will not quit no matter when people tell her she has no choice. And for that, I absolutely love her, because she just will not take no for an answer. And in her case, she needs to not take no for an answer. So toughest little cookie I've ever met right there. Okay, we are now giving Marie from Southwest Manitoba a call.
Hello?
Hi, Miss Marie. Thank you for your patience, but as you know, I'm always running a few steps behind.
That's fine.
Okay, so welcome to Card Reads by Annie, and I'm shuffling the cards, and I would like you to tell me when to stop shuffling, if you would.
Stop.
Okay. Apparently I'm having issues today. Okay, so we're going to cut the cards twice. I'll start running my hands up and down the deck now. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, and again.
Stop.
Okay. So you go ahead and ask your question while I lay out the first 5 cards.
My question is, I want to know if there's any major changes coming up for me.
Yeah, actually, you're going to hate me, and I'm going to run right after I give you this answer. Your house is going to cost you more money.
Okay.
At what point do we decide whether we're going to keep putting money into it, or if we're going to sell it to somebody who perhaps swings a hammer for a living? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So it is actually showing here one more repair work coming up in your home. So that is definitely a change that's going to need to happen. Let's keep an eye out around warm water. So warm water would give us a hot water tank, it would give us a dishwasher, and it would give us a, what's that called? Washes my clothes, washing machine. Okay. Yeah, I do know what it is. Honestly, I've used one once or twice before. The other thing here too is you do have some sudden changes. Okay. You actually, and I'm sorry if I overstep, but you actually do have some good changes to medical issues.
Okay.
Okay. So I do tend to think some of the stuff that they're trying with you right now, I think you are actually going to get some relief from it. Okay. And I think the stuff that's been kind of worrisome financially, we already know the talents that you have, taking $10 worth of material and turning it into a $750 coffee table. Okay. You have that in you. Let's get back to doing that again. Okay.
Yeah.
We've just kind of lost track on that. It does look to me like you are going to have major changes coming up at some point, but here's going to be the tough decision for you. selling our home or not.
Mhm.
Okay? It's not so much the home that I feel like you're worried about changing, so much as the property. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of the whole.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole combination.
It's home.
It is. If we can get that one big repair underway, I think you'll be fine to stay there for many, many years. But it is going to require quite a few dollars to do that. Put it this way, the dollars it's going to require would probably get me like a 2014 SUV. Okay, so
Right.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We are going to have to be very nice to our banker, and we're going to have to be very nice to our brother, who happens to know a lot about construction. Okay.
Yeah.
But it is saying follow your instincts when it comes to the home. It's interesting that you're on the heels of the last client that called. You also have a tendency when your body starts aching and you start feeling that burn in your body because of medical issues, you don't always slow down when you should. Okay?
No,
So
I
this
tend
is.
to.
Yeah, and you can actually do some extra damage to yourself. It's interesting, I have two very tough people back to back here who medically actually do need to slow down a little bit. So this is my metaphorical brick hitting you upside the head. Slow down,
Yeah.
okay? You do need to slow down, but you do have some changes coming up. You have actually little bits and pieces of work, okay? I'm not sure what that is. Something's beeping at me on the side. But you do actually have, sorry, it's beeping at me. It doesn't like my answer. But it is actually showing here that there is some extra stuff that you could be doing for perhaps some restaurants, but could that maybe be your creative touches, okay? Or turning a smaller mom and pop restaurant into something that's a little more distinct, okay? And it looks like you have actually, so that's a big change actually, okay? But it seems to me you could even do some trade work with that if you wanted to. The other,
More with decorating, isn't it?
yeah, it is, with decorating and even designing shelves that are functional, stuff like that. Even if you're not swinging in the hammer, just because you design stuff doesn't mean you have to do the building. Okay?
Yeah,
That
I
is
like doing it too.
I know you like doing it, but sometimes when we're hurting, we have to slow down. Okay? The one thing here is you're going to have a hard time. Your appetite seems to be getting better. If I hear you complain about gaining 5 pounds, I'm going to smack you lightly. Okay? Again, metaphorically, but it is actually showing here a bit of a gain weight, and I do think that we could gain weight gain. I do actually think that that wouldn't hurt you at this point in time, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, I'm not worried about
Does that make sense? Oh, Bruce is giving me that funky dance again that I have to wrap it up.
Okay.
So
Sounds
you do
good.
have some changes to make, okay?
Okay.
Just quickly, Bruce, sorry.
problem.
Paperwork. Finally, you can celebrate it.
Yes.
Yes. There doesn't feel like there's going to be any hiccups. As you know, my cards are usually within 2 years. I feel no paperwork hiccup in over 2 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome because you've been through it for sure. Okay, I'm going to have to cut us short, and I want to thank you very much for joining us today. And I think you should get back to designing those tables and things that you do, the accessories, okay?
Yes.
Okay. As you know, it's relaxing for you, it's meditative for you. So let's get back to doing that. Okay, Marie, I've got to
Okay,
fly.
thank you.
We will talk to you soon.
You bet. Have a good
Okay,
day.
you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Isn't that interesting how we had two really tough cookies back to back? Without getting too personal, both of them are clients that I've seen before. One of them has quite a medical issue going on. So does the other girl. And both of these girls, you just can't keep them down, okay, no matter what. But maybe that's part of it sometimes. Sometimes if we don't sink in despair, we are going to swim in it instead. And that's what both of these young ladies have done. They're phenomenal. Okay, we're going to take a little quick break so I can have a slurp of coffee because I need one. And we will talk to you in just a second.